talk about some money cause I got some. Yeah, and I could talk about these guns cause I shot some. You can't talk about real niggas cause you're not one. You can't talk about us cause you're not them.
Hey yo, open your eyes, you see a real nigga. Most niggas faking be ducking, don't wanna deal with them. My finger pulling the trigger, gotta conceal with them. Hammer with pads, make a tackle on the field with them. Most people trying to might, but ain't like me. Now they getting mad in their feelings, they wanna fight me. But you don't want no problems like that, and that's a fact. If Lord got the Bernie motherfucker on the Mac. Baby girl, getting smarter every day, I'm sure. And a sister like a charm when she shine like a jewel. The pot is full, we dump shit. Niggas got the test.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let y'all know real quick, man. Y'all been doing y'all thing with the Jason Kelsey t-shirt. Make sure you get over the big chance you check out. You know what I'm saying? Get your savings on all the merchandise there. Let's get into this quick Eagles news before I get into the second half of this video, which is a very, very, very important, you know what I mean, treat for us all. So BG, man, BG coming back. You know what I mean? One of my favorite Eagles of all time, Brandon Graham, is coming back to play his 15th season for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm suspecting this is BG's farewell tour. So get your BG jerseys in full swing, man. This might be the last time we see BG in the National Football League. You know what I mean? Some more heartbreak and misery during the offseason for Philadelphia Eagles fans all across the world. We love you, BG. I hope that we make this one a good one for you. You know what I mean? I hope we hoisting that Lombardi for BG, but you know, it is what it is. So the Philadelphia Eagles are, testing the market on one Josh Sweat, one of our most productive defensive players on the defense. And it makes no sense to me at all. You have an issue with Hassan Reddick. He's tested the market. Now Sweat is tested the market. Makes no sense to me at all. Sweat has been getting better every single year for the Philadelphia Eagles. What is, in fact, you know what I mean, the market for Sweat? You know, Sweat is making somewhere around a little less than Hassan Reddick. But what's the plan for defensive end? Your two starting defensive ends is not looking likely for them. Are you planning on drafting a guy thinking you can get the production that you're getting out of Sweat and Hassan Reddick and insulting Nolan into the mix as well? I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't understand what's going on with this situation with the Philadelphia Eagles and wanting to trade all of our good players. But Howie Roseman got a lot of money, man. You never know what's at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? While Howie Roseman is looking through the money goggles, man. So, I'm anxious to see how this unfolds for the Philadelphia Eagles. But from my standpoint, I thought Sweat was untouchable. You know what I mean? I really thought Sweat was untouchable. Sweat can go somewhere else and have a 14, 15 sack season. You know what I mean? In the right defense. Sweat is durable for the most part. I think was Sweat undrafted? I'm not sure, but I remember when Sweat was standing out in preseason football. I'm like, who the hell is number 94? And now we come to the point to where we've extended him. We've seen what he brings to the table. Now we're trying to listen to offers for him. What's going on in the front office? Now, I will say this. The defense was so pathetic last year. You know what I mean? Almost no man is safe. But I'm hearing names of guys that should absolutely be safe, if you want me to keep it 100. Like Sweat and Hassan Reddick, them guys deserve to be around. I should be hearing something about some of these cornerbacks. For real. But we put too much money into them guys to even be talking like this. So to make Sweat and Hassan Reddick expendable, or for it to even seem that way, and for the team to come out and say, no, these guys aren't Philadelphia Eagles, or whatever, for the team to not kill the narrative and for this buzz to be growing around our edge rushers who have happened to be the most productive guys on the defense, you know what I mean? It makes no sense to me, man. But, without further ado, man, we're going to get into it, man. Middle Tennessee University, Teldrick Ross, you know what I mean? Not being invited to the combine. We're going to talk a little bit about this kid, man. I got him on. Listen, man, after having a conversation with him, he would be an asset to any team and the National Football League. So without further ado, let's get to the Teldrick Ross interview. The Pro Day is coming up March 26th. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of guys going to be surprised. I picked his brain, asked him some key questions. You know what I mean? Just to get to know him, man. Before we get into the interview, I want to let y'all guys know something about this kid. 35 pass breakups in the last 3 years. It should have been at the combine. Let's get into it. Yes, sir. Today we got a special guest. You know what I'm saying? I always like to bring y'all a treat or two when we getting around to draft time, combine time, things of that nature, man. This guy right here, man, 2023, you know what I mean? Conference USA, preseason watch list for all type of awards, man. You talking about a dog who should have been at the combine. You know what I mean? He needs no further introduction, but we're going to be hearing a lot about this guy. Got a good feeling, man. From Middle Tennessee University, my guy, Teldrick Ross, man. How you doing, bro?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, you already know, man. It's an absolute pleasure. So I've been seeing you make a lot of plays from the safety position, especially with your willingness to tackle and things of that nature. Safety or a tweener, you could do both. Like how does that translate to the field?
I think I'm a do-it-all guy. I think I can play corner, I can play safety. Like you mentioned, my willingness to tackle, I'm not scared to tackle, so I don't mind playing safety. But I also feel like I'm sticky in coverage, so I can play corner.
Yeah. I saw that, man. I think in 2022, if I read that right, you were second on the team in tackles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, and we ain't do too good in the tackling department this year. So I'm like, man, cornerbacks that can tackle like that, not getting to the combine, it just makes no sense to me. And you talk about you being sticky in coverage. 35 pass breakups in the last 3 years. You know what I mean? That's a special skill set, in my opinion. Guys that usually are good at tackling aren't that good at, getting in between the ball and the offensive players. So I wanted to ask you, like, who did you really model your game after?
Well, actually, it's a coach. His name is Coach Kenneth Grillscrap. He's no longer at Middle Tennessee, but he just taught me like how not to panic when the ball is in the air and how to finish the play. Like a lot of time, I feel like guys they'll give up on the play at the end. It's not over until the receiver is got possession of the ball. And also, I feel like just not panicking when the ball's in the air, just knowing that when the ball's in the air, you have just as many rights to the ball as the receiver.
You know what I mean? I like that answer. I thought you was going to name a player, but it seemed like you listening to more of your coaches than being your own player, man. And you really taking to like the teaching and the lessons that you getting, at the collegiate level. So, who were some of your tougher matchups though in college?
This year I would say Torrey Horton from Colorado State.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big, tall guy. Uses length. Judges the ball very well in the air. And I just knew coming into that game I had to be on my A game and not let him use this size to try to box me out and win jump balls.
Right. So so just to double back on your willingness to tackle, is that something that's just in you, or was that more so taught by one of your coaches? Some games you have 5 tackles. You know what I mean? You have 4 tackles. You leading the league, you leading the team in tackles and stuff like that. And that's usually like a linebacker stat. So that's the first thing that really I want to say jumped off the radar to me when I was able to look at some of your film and your highlights. Like, this dude not afraid to tackle. He might not be the biggest guy, in terms of for the position, I guess, especially at the NFL level. But just is that something that's taught, or is it something? Because I ain't played football. Is it you got to have that dog in you?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta have that dog in you. I'm never gonna wait around for anybody to make a play. If the play needs to be made, I'm gonna try to make the play. If I can make 10 plays in a row, I'm gonna make 10 plays in a row.
Right, and that definitely speaks to the high motor that I saw on film as well. Like you out there trying to make a play, you know what I mean? And a lot of defenses can use, guys like you. So, so what are some of your key attributes that you think you could bring to a team at the next level?
For me, I think that, being a guy that can bounce around and play any position, I feel like I can play safety. I feel like I can play nickel. I feel like I can play corner. Also, I feel like my strength, like you said, not being the biggest guy, but for the size that I am, I feel like my strength is what's able to help me like get off blocks and, defend passes in the air. And also my speed. A lot of people don't really realize what my speed is, but I'm able to run with some of the fastest guys in the country. I played Jermaine Burton this year, and I was able to run step for step with him. I played against Isaiah Bonds, first game of the season. I was able to run step for step with him. So I feel like speed, my strength, also my football IQ, football awareness, able to realize the splits of the receivers, what routes they can run and what routes they can't run from certain spots, certain splits. Also I feel like my off the field stuff, I feel like just being a guy of character, somebody that is always gonna be doing the right thing when the lights are on, when the lights off. I've always had that in me since I was a kid, so I'm gonna continue to build on that and take it to the next level.
I wouldn't be myself if I didn't ask you about not going to the combine. Did that affect you like in some type of way mentally? Did that bring your confidence down in some way? Because judging by the player that you are and the things that I've seen, I've been doing like a week of research on you, and I feel like you should have been definitely a guy that got an opportunity to showcase his skill set at the combine. So how did that affect you not getting to the combine?
Honestly, it affected me a little bit, but it just made me want to go harder.
Yeah.
I've always been a chip on my shoulder type of guy. Especially being at a mid-major school. You know how it is going against the SEC, ACC players. They get a little bit more leeway, which is fine, and I'm okay with that. So they just made me. I'm doing combine training right now, and it just made me really go 110% of my combine training just to show like the scouts, agents, everybody of why they missed out on me.
Right. So did you have your pro day yet?
No, I haven't had it yet. It's March 26th, so I'm still coming up with that. I'm excited about it. Now I really can't wait because I feel like I'm gonna turn some heads.